What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another top 5 designs, where today we are going to be doing the kitchens edition. Now guys, all of these rooms are made in vanilla Minecraft with absolutely no world edit and are purely for your inspiration. So guys, I hope you enjoy and let's get straight into it. So here we are with the first design. Now this design was built by Mayo Chips and it is a traditional style kitchen design. Now guys, the first thing you may notice when you walk into this room are the cupboards around the top of the kitchen and around the bottom of the kitchen, because they look rather familiar, and that's because they are using doors. Now this is a little trick that you can do with doors. If you place the door one block lower than the floor, you will only see half of the door, and that looks like an awesome looking cupboard that goes all the way around the kitchen. If I open here, you can open the cupboard and shut the cupboard. You can actually see the full door right there, and you can do it at the top as well, as long as you put some block around the top half of the door so you only see the bottom half of the door. Now if we go around this kitchen here, we have a nice center island right here with a nice huge fan above the cooker, and we have some pots with the use of custom heads cooking on the cooker. And we also have this cool little trick here with armor stands. Now this is armor stands placed on top of each other in a different rotation with a custom head on top, and once they're span around like that, it looks like a stool. So like a stool where you're sitting on the middle island in the kitchen, which I think looks awesome. And we have a nice little fridge design around here, and I just like the use of blocks. And this is a very nice sink design where you have the stairs going around in a U shape like that, and a lever pointing down to look like the faucet or the tap, and it just looks like an awesome sink design. If we go over here, guys, this represents a washing machine. Now this is a banner with an item frame behind it with a glass block in it, so it looks like a front of a washing machine. And this next to it is meant to represent a open dishwasher. So we have a cup in there, and we have a carpet that looks like the door is open and you can shut it back again. And we also have a nice traditional checkered floor in this kitchen, which does represent a kitchen design. So very awesome design here, guys, very traditional, and honestly will look great in any kind of house. So moving on to the next design. Now this design was built by myself, and it is a modern style kitchen design, guys. Now when you first enter this room, the first thing you may notice is this kind of center unit right here, which kind of links around and comes out and represents a bar to the kitchen. Now what I wanted to do here is bring down this center area here to add something modern above, and just made this hanging kind of unit that comes down with the cobblestone stairs, and you have quartz slabs going across like that. Now if we go around to the side here and look at this bar area right here, we have 2 blocks of snow right there, but we also have carpet above it, which is hanging over one block. And then if we put the chairs / stairs here, they look like they're kind of sliding under the counter, which I think looks awesome. Now this kitchen kind of wraps around. We have a nice fridge design right here made out of pistons that are facing each other, so it looks like a door is shut. And if we go around, we have the kitchen going around here. So we have a nice little fireplace here. This could be used as like a pizza oven, whatever you want to use it for. And we have a little sink area over here with the use of tripwires to represent the faucets and the taps, and we have a little shelf above it as well. And if we go here for the cooker, we've used some diorite going all the way up to represent the fan with some carpet just above it, and we've used some furnaces in the back with some pressure plates and some glass in front of it. And then on the glass we have put some item frames with just some snow little layers on it to represent the handles of the oven so you can open up the cooker. And if we go over here, we have a washing machine design with a banner, an item frame, and a glass block. And one thing I wanted to do here was I wanted to change the elevation of the cabinets around the top, so I lifted it up 1 block and then added some stairs that kind of linked in with each other to make it look like some shelving. And then we just have some more units around here and some more decorations over here with the leaves, and we have a rug in the middle that complements the color scheme of the kitchen nicely. Now for this design, I wanted to go for a nice sleek modern minimalistic design, and I think I pulled it off pretty well. So guys, let's move on to the next design. So this design right here, guys, was built by Epica, and this is another traditional style kitchen design but with some very unique features. Now if we go and look around here, the first thing I notice in this room is this middle kind of center island area and the use of the stools. And on the back of the stools, this block may look a little bit different, and what this is a map inside an item frame. So this is a custom made map that you can make if you go and build this design on like a flat area and then craft the map. You can then put that in an item frame and it looks like a nice back of the chairs, and we've got to use the pressure plates on fences there to represent the seat. Another thing I noticed in this room is the use of the snow blocks for the countertops, which I think looks awesome. Kind of looks like some sort of marble or something like that, which looks very good indeed. And we have some units around here. There's some nice unit designs right there just to add an extra little bit of a touch. And we have a nice fridge design again made out of pistons, and this cooker here is very nice indeed. It's a very grand big cooker slash fireplace looking thing. Kind of looks really nice, and we have some custom fire at the back with some trapdoors, and we have the furnaces at the front right there. And if I turn around here, we have the sink area. Now we've used hoppers right here to represent the sink, with a lever to represent the taps as well, and we've got some anvils with some signs above them to look like the handles to the cupboards so you can open them up. Now one thing about this island that I like is the centerpiece above it, which I think adds a lot to the kitchen. It's just added some leaves above it just to look like there's some plants there, and some trapdoors as well just to add some more texture going around right there. Now this is a very nice kitchen design, and I think it's something that people could pull off very easily whether they're playing in survival, because the blocks that are used are very simple blocks that you can get in Minecraft. So let's move on to the next design. So moving on to the fourth design, guys. Now this design is built by Luis, and it is a Victorian style kitchen, something similar to what you'd see in a cottage. Now the first thing you may notice about this kitchen, guys, is this kind of curved countertop. Now you usually used to see in the straight countertops in Minecraft, but I think this is something that looks very nice and very different. Now they have used the quartz slabs as the surface area right there, which looks kind of nice, adds that kind of raised feel to it, and then by using that, that's allowed them to use these little nice stool designs. Very simple stools to make. It's got some stairs right there, iron trapdoors on top, and then some signs at the back to represent the back of the chair. Now the next thing I noticed is this kind of little dining table area in the kitchen. Now that's something you don't usually see in kitchens. Usually people do their own dining room separate away from the kitchen, but I think that is something very nice to add in the kitchen because it just fills the space nicely and it just adds that extra little bit of detail. Now you may notice on these chairs we have some banners. Now I don't know if you guys were aware, you can put banners on chairs like this, and it just adds a nice back to the chair. And yeah, very nice simple dining table right there. And we have a fireplace here as well. Again, that is something that people don't tend to put in their kitchens, but also does go very nicely in a kitchen. Very simple fireplace to make right there, just brick stairs on top of each other, and then another brick stair on there, and then half slabs in the middle joining them together. Now if we go over here, you have a nice fridge design right here. Very simple design, just on quartz blocks, and we got a quartz stair in there. Now what that stair represents is kind of the area where you'd go get your ice or your water. I like that design, very nice indeed. Now if we move on to the main kitchen area right here, we have this very grand looking stove area, which kind of represents a chimney that kind of would go up and out of the cottage or a house or whatever you want. And we also have these nice trapdoors on top of the furnace, which kind of represents a little stove area right there. And we have some trapdoors on the top and the front of the furnace as well to kind of represent the doors. And we have some buttons going around, which it makes it looks like cupboards. And we also have some acacia wood at the top, which kind of adds just a nice change in texture. You know, not everything's the same texture, and this is kind of for the cupboard area at the top right here. We also have these snow slabs again for some countertops, and over here we have a little sink area. Now this is a cool little sink design because this is using cauldrons. Now the good thing about using cauldrons as sinks is that you can actually put water inside them, so it actually looks like a sink, especially if you cover the front of it and you cannot see the front of the cauldron. It just looks like a nice little sink design with some water in it, especially when you put some levers on top like that. And if we go around here, guys, we've just got a nice little rug in the middle, and this is a very nice texture for a floor. This is chiseled quartz, and it kind of looks very good, if you ask me, as a little kind of tiled floor, if you know what I mean. But other than that, guys, we have some final details around here, just adding little things like plant plots, some brewing stands, just to add that little bit of extra touch. But that is a very nice design. So let's move on to the final design. So moving on to the fifth and final design, guys, and this design was built by Sniper, and it is again a traditional style kitchen design, but it has some very unique features in it. Now, first thing, if we go in here, we have this very nice middle island, again with a different style stool designs. Every single one of these kitchens have had different stool designs that you can use for your kitchens. This one is again another simple design with just some quartz stairs on top of each other, just in that orientation, and then we have some signs at the back there just representing the back. Again, the use of half slabs just to raise up that counter just so it matches the height of the stools. Now, if we look around the edge, the main blocks used for this kitchen is logs. We've got some oak logs on the side just to add that different kind of touch instead of usually doing it in the way where they're kind of upright, if you know what I mean. But if we go around by this side here, we have another fridge design, again similar to the ones before, but this thing represents the water or where you get the ice. And if we go around here, we have a nice stove area, again a different design once again, but again looks very, very nice with some anvils on there too, on top of the pressure plates. That's why the anvils are floating, because they're on top of pressure plates. And we also have some powered rails above the furnace to kind of look like a little stove top that the stoves are on and they're hot kind of thing. If we keep going around here, got a nice little lamp design here, a beacon on top of a brewing stand. We have a coffee machine. Now this kind of represents a coffee machine right here, guys, with a stair, half slab and some glass next to it. Coffee machine, microwave, just some general kitchen appliance right there. Now this is something I really like in this kitchen, is this sink design. I think it actually looks like a sink where you've got these stairs wrapping around this one piece of oak log there, and then you have the lever coming out, and I just think it looks really nice, actually like a sink design. We're using some banners up there to represent some curtains, and we have a nice pizza oven. I would call this a pizza oven because it's just got one little slot with an open fire, so that's something that you would like cook your pizzas and stuff on like that. Very cool design right there. We also have some shelving over here just to add some extra detail. Look how simple this shelf is, but look how nice it looks. It's so simple, but it still looks really, really good. Now if we go back over here to the middle island, again we have some more sinks, or just some areas again using some cauldrons, but they've covered up the front like we saw in the one before, just with some item frames and some signs to make it look like some units are going around right there. And we have this middle part over the central island, just a little hanging down area just to add some light into it and just add some extra detail. One thing about this kitchen is the roof detailing, guys. Look at that. That's something again which I mentioned in an earlier designs video that some people forget to do, is just add some detail into the ceiling, and it does add quite a lot to your overall design of your room. But a nice checkered floor here made out of sandstone and coal blocks, which looks very nice indeed. But there we go, guys, there we are with the fifth and final design. So there we have it, guys, our top 5 kitchen designs for this week. Make sure you put in the comments which one was your favorite design, and also what design video you would like to see next. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in another top 5 designs. We are with the first design. Now this design was built by Capitano, and it is a traditional style bedroom that you could put in your houses, and it has a ton of cool features that I'm going to show you. So guys, as you walk into the room, the first